back to my channel. Today we have a beautiful pick a card for you. Today's message is going to be about the message that Spirit has for you on moving forward. So I've sort of been drawn to what I was feeling prior to doing this pick a card was I kept feeling that the collective was just sort of feeling stuck. So if you all are feeling stuck, this is going to be the pick a card for you. And it's really going to provide you with guidance, insight, information on what Spirit has for you, what the universe has for you, what your angels and your guides have for you, on how to move forward, how to get unstuck, and how to move forward. So if you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and a spiritual essence coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Spirit fam. So as you can see, we have 4 piles in front of you right here. So I want you to take a moment before we actually pick a pile, and I want you to just take in a nice, big, deep breath. Now, this is going to be pile 1, which is amber, pile 2, which is going to be black tourmaline, pile 3, which is going to be watermelon tourmaline, or pile 4, which is going to be lepidolite. So once again, we have pile 1, which is amber, pile 2 is black tourmaline, pile 3 is watermelon tourmaline, and pile 4 is going to be lepidolite. So without further ado, Spirit fam, let's go ahead and get into pile 1. Hello, Spirit fam. Welcome to pile 1. This is going to be your message from Spirit on how to move forward and get unstuck. So you chose amber. So we're going to go ahead and put this card right here because I want to point out that even though this is a card, I want to let you all know that this card right here, amber, when you have an amber stone, its primary message is it represents, healing and how to heal, specific family patterns. It's almost like ancestral trauma, clearing out the karma, preserving any wisdom that you have gained from past previous lessons. So I feel that that's going to be really important here. And I feel that that's primarily going to be where you might be feeling a little stuck. Maybe you have some specific beliefs or patterns that are currently within your family and you're having to sort of release your beliefs around those. But let's go ahead and dive in and see what other additional information we have for you here. So we have the Iron Master. Now this is about hitting the mark. It's about making sure that you are very clear and specific on your intentions. And it's also about detachment. And I feel that a lot of times here, pile 1, that when you have a lot of karma patterns or behaviors that you are particularly trying to release here, learning the law of a detachment is going to be very, very crucial. I want to point out here that when it comes to, being very clear about what it is that you want, your intentions, understanding that that is what you are bringing forward. So understand that if you're feeling stuck on how to embrace the way that you've been feeling, the uncomfortableness that you've been feeling on releasing these patterns, or healing from past trauma, or if you sort of feel like maybe you're repeating certain specific lessons, it's important for you to really understand what are your intentions. Because understand that which we really focus upon, we bring upon. So the Arrow Master is really about honing in on the mark, on the specific mark that we want to bring in. So if we want to bring in healing, then we have to be compassionate. We have to come from a place of love and a place of gratitude. Next, we have the Hawk Prince. Okay. Now, the Hawk Prince is really about paying very close attention, and it's also about spirit communication. What I love about the Hawk Prince is that the hawk gives you that eagle eye view. It gives you that upper view vantage point that I feel a lot of times we tend to ignore when we are trying to go through healing, when we are trying to detach from specific, expectations that we might have. And this is really about an awakening of some sort. I do want to point out here that you have the number 3 with Amber, and the number 3 is really about a balance of harmony between the mind, the body, and the spirit. With the Arrow Master, you have the number 10, which reduces to a number 1, which is about new beginnings, right? It's about truly looking at self, really looking at inwardly within yourself on the things that you're wanting to change and embracing those changes. Then you have 11. So you have 1 and 11, which adds up to 3, which is Amber, right? So understand, this is about really paying very close attention to the synchronicities and the messages that Spirit's giving you, because they're giving you messages here, Pile 1, on how you are keeping yourself stuck and why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, because you're needing to release it. You're needing to let it go. You're needing to detach from a specific outcome that you're particularly wanting to have here, Pile 1. Now let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. So we have the Hangman, the 4 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and you are one of the decks that got an additional card here. The King of Swords, the Knight of Cups, with the 9 of Wands. Okay, so here's what I want to point out for you here, Pile 1. I love how this King of Swords here really popped up for you in regards to this Hawk Prince, right? Because the King of Swords is really about understanding, learning to be the observer, learning to see the bigger picture. And I really want to point that out for you here. It's really about learning to see the bigger picture in what is currently going on in your life. I'm sorry, let me adjust this camera here. Okay. And I feel that that is primarily what your message is here. Now, starting off with the Hangman and the 4 of Swords. So the Hangman is really about surrendering. It's about, the Hangman puts himself in that particular position because he wants insight, right? He wants that clarity because he's seeing things from a very different perspective. I feel that your message here with the Hangman and the 4 of Swords is that you have to surrender to this process, understanding that you need to be reflective of what you are currently feeling. Be reflective of what mark you're actually hitting here, because understand that the intentions that you specifically set for yourself is really what's setting you up. It's setting you up for, and I want to point out here, Pile 1, that what I keep hearing is that you are keeping yourself stuck. And I feel a lot of it has to do because you're not trusting your intuition here with the Queen of Cups. This Queen of Cups is very intuitive. She's very in tune with her own inner wisdom. And when it's coupled with the King of Swords, it's understanding that the King of Swords has learned all that he's needed to learn from his previous experiences. Remember when we first talked about the Amber, right? The Amber's message was really about learning the lessons from your past previous experiences. And that's really, I feel, what Spirit is really wanting you to do. I feel that with the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Wands, it's really about you learning to love the experience that you're currently in and love yourself. It's about being compassionate with yourself, being understanding with yourself, understanding that you need to be more in touch with your own emotions, with what you're currently experiencing, so that you can move past your own self-limiting beliefs that you've sort of imposed on yourself. I feel this with this Nine of Wands, this really tells me that you feel very stuck. And you feel stuck because you're getting in your own way. You're not really allowing yourself to truly see beyond what you currently are experiencing. And so this is the reason why Spirit keeps wanting you, is sort of trying to bring your attention to the messages that it's giving you here. So let's see what other messages you have. Oh, beautiful. So we have the Oracle's gift. Now, this is what I truly feel this message represents. The Oracle's gift is really about recognizing that you are very in tune psychically, intuitively, and it's really about recognizing that you have the potential to truly change your own specific outcome on where you are. The Oracle's gift is about having that clairvoyance. It's about seeing beyond what you're currently seeing. And we've discussed that a little bit here with this King of Swords. It's understanding that your fate for your future has already been determined, because it's determined based off of the choices and the decisions that you make in your current moment, right? So this is the reason why a lot of spiritual teachers often tell you it's important for you to be present and in the moment here. This is about seeing the signs that are around you. We discuss that a lot with the Hawk Prince, right? And it's about recognizing that there are various potentials that you could potentially tap into, but you have to be willing to truly tap into that, pile one. And I feel like you're not really tapping into it all that much. I feel that you're really sort of glossing over it a little bit. So your next message is effort. Okay, so how much effort are you actually putting into what you're currently healing from, or what you're currently needing to release? I do feel that this is really about you learning to release, learning to let go of the things that need to change. Again, it's about, recognizing that the experiences that you go through are teaching you specific lessons. This is really about you needing to put in a little bit more effort, because the effort that you put in is really going to help you overcome your current obstacles and your current challenges about being stuck, right? I feel that you might particularly feel like you're being tested. And this is what I want to point out here, pile one. I totally understand, because the energy that I'm feeling here with this pile, I totally understand that what this is saying is that it's saying particularly that, you might feel like you're regressing, like you're not moving forward. But I want to point out here that what you're not seeing is that there is stuff going on behind the scene that you can't see right now, right? This is why this Oracle gift is so, this message came up, right? There are things happening behind the scenes that you're not aware of. That is why fate sort of comes into play. And it's based off of where you are mentally and emotionally, right? The things that you think about and the things that you are very passionate about, the things that you actually put energy into, is what is creating your future, right? So instead of surrendering to self-pity or the laziness or the negativity or the frustration. This is going to be important for you to utilize your inner power, because understand that you are a lot stronger than you think you are, right? This is really about putting on that tough mentality and sort of pushing through. You got to pull yourself together and have faith that you're going to be successful. So this is really about, being encouraged to look deep within yourself, right? We saw this here with this Four of Swords. It's about that reflection and being grateful and understanding that certain things have to take place in order for us to truly grow and expand our knowledge base and our experiences. That's truly what all of this is truly saying here. And your final message for today here, Pile 1, is superhero. Now, here's what I want to point out. I feel that this is very important, and I definitely want to point it out because this is the first thing I noticed the moment I turned over this card. You are leveling up here, Pile 1. I want to make that very clear for you. You are leveling up. And the reason I say that is because you have a 13 here with a 31. It is a mirror image. And when you see numbers like this, mirror images, that is Spirit's way of letting you know that you are leveling up to the point that now you're going to start reaping the rewards of what you have been working so hard for. I did point out earlier when I talked a little bit about Amber, how this was really about some ancestral clearing, and I really feel that. And I feel that because it's very intense and you're having to let go of a lot of patterns that ultimately are not yours, but you're having to sort of let them go because you're the superhero here. You are setting the pace for future generations. And so with these mirrored numbers, this is really about you understanding how powerful you really are. And this superhero is about understanding that you have super strength, right? And we said this with effort, that you are a lot stronger than you think you are. So this is Spirit's message for you to let you know that you are a superhero. You have always had this ability. And it's important for you to recognize that within yourself. Just recognize how amazing you really are. Be proud of what you have accomplished. Yes, you might not be exactly where you want to be here, Pile 1, but Spirit's message for you is understanding and recognizing that you are moving along beautifully and you are exactly where you need to be because you are leveling up to a higher standard than most people, and you are doing generational work that other people within your family were not capable of doing. So Pile 1, this is going to be your message. I hope that you were able to gain lots of information and insight. And I thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Spirit fam. Welcome to Pile 2. If this is your pile, you chose black tourmaline. So let's go ahead and put this black tourmaline card over here. Now let's talk a little bit about what black tourmaline is and what its properties are. Now black tourmaline is actually a protection card. It really helps you set healthy boundaries. It's also really good at repelling unwanted energies, and it's really good at shielding and protecting you and helping you become super independent, but in a healthy way. So I really feel that maybe you're currently dealing with a lot of unwanted energy. Maybe maybe you sort of feel like people are taking advantage of you, or you sort of feel like you don't really have any healthy boundaries. And so I feel this is where you are sort of feeling stuck and you need a little bit of guidance on how to move past that. So let's go ahead and see what additional cards you have. First, we have the Dream Walker. Now, this is about your dreams. It's about aligning to your dreams and aligning to the collective good and sort of recognizing the illusions that we often sort of don't really pay attention to. The Dream Walker is understanding that you have the ability here to see to see the truth and to see the illusions, right? And so because of that, right, I feel this is the reason why you're struggling here with finding healthy boundaries or learning to protect yourself in a very good way, because you're recognizing that, you know, you need better boundaries here, you know, but you're not sure on whether that's a good thing or not. So the one thing I want to tell you with the Dream Walker is that when the Dream Walker actually shows up, it sort of shows up because it wants you to remember that okay, so here's kind of what I'm getting. I feel that your primary issue and where you're feeling stuck is in boundary work, right? And it's really about setting healthy boundaries for yourself, okay? And understand that whenever you don't set boundaries for yourself, or when you're not consistent with your own boundaries here, pile 2, then you are basically compromising yourself, right? And that sort of makes you feel really small. So understand that as the Dream Walker, when it comes in as an ally, what it's really coming in for is it's helping you understand that you have a different version of yourself based off of the boundaries that you particularly set. When you step into your power and you align yourself to the specific boundaries that you know you need to help you become super independent and healthy and build healthy relationships, that's when you step into your divine essence. But when you compromise yourself, you step into that small version of yourself. And I feel this is where the Dream Walker is sort of stepping in, because it's wanting you to really ask yourself, based on the choices and the decisions that you make, is this really the dream that you're wanting to live in, right? Because remember, we create our own reality based off of the choices and the decisions that we particularly make. So if you're not happy with the relationships that you currently have, if you feel that you need to start working a little bit more on clearing out the negative in your life, then it's really going to be important for you to step into that divine essence, to that higher version of yourself. Your next card is, the Diamond Dreamer. Okay, so you have both dreamers here. Now here, I love this. I absolutely love this for you, pile 2, and I cannot make this stuff up. So the Diamond Dreamer is really about this material wealth. It's about true prosperity. This is where your divine essence truly resides. This is what you're wanting, but you're sort of treading on this path right now that is sort of making you stuck. Because you feel like you're not here and you want to be here. You want to be in this material wealth. You want all of this prosperity. You want all of these massive, abundant relationships that are equal give and take, right? But I feel like you're still not, you haven't stepped into that power yet. So let's see what the Tarot has for you. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Star, the Four of Cups with the Chariot. Okay. All right. So here is what I have for you here. So what I'm seeing here with these cards, let me move these up just a little bit here. Okay. What I'm seeing here with this Two of Pentacles is that you're up and down a lot. Your energy is not in a very consistent state of flow, right? And I feel like you haven't really stepped into that place where you can find that balance, which is why we have the Five of Wands, because I feel like you're still in a learning period where you're having to learn how to trust yourself and take the necessary action that you need in order to step into that divine version of yourself. What I love about the Star is that the Star truly represents our healing, and it represents, our dreams and our desires. We see that here with the Diamond Dreamer, right? So I feel here, pile 2, that where you're sort of feeling stuck is how to step into your power. And I feel that you're just really, I want to point out that how you really respond. So here's what I'm going to tell you. How you feel about certain things is really the driver of how quickly you move towards the things that you are desiring and the things that you are wanting. So if your heart is not in it, if you're in a particular relationship and you're not feeling the love in that relationship and you feel like you're giving more than you're getting, then this is a relationship that you sort of need to evaluate. Recognize and understand that there is a time, there is a season. Everything is cyclical, right? Everything comes and goes as it should. And I feel a lot of times we tend to hold on to things a lot longer than necessary because we're just really afraid of what it's going to look like if we don't have XYZ, okay? And so I feel that your message here is that, you know, if you're not putting forth excitement or energy into the things that are being presented to you, or if you're just not feeling it, then you need to particularly change, right? You need to move towards something that is going to give you what it is that you're seeking. And that's what the Chariot is here. The Chariot is about movement, but it's also about victory. But what really strikes me interesting here with you, Pile 2, is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups can be read two ways. It can be read as a time to step into a meditative state and really reflect on your experiences and what you're currently getting out of those particular experiences. But it can also represent you just being completely and utterly bored. And maybe you are bored. Maybe you're completely bored with where you are in life. But the only way that you can change that is to really tune in to this divine essence, to this diamond dreamer. You have to be willing to sort of get out of your own way and really align yourself, right? What's important about the star is that the star is really about healing, right? So that means that you're going to have to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to get uncomfortable and take ownership. You're going to have to take action towards making your energy, right, or your boundaries a priority. So let's see what other information we have for. Yes, okay. Number 40, the land between. Okay, so what this truly tells me here, Pile 2, is that the land between really speaks about being between worlds. It really is. So I really feel that in one aspect, you're really stuck in this space where the old life that you have that has left you very miserable, that you're not happy with, and then this new life that is so unfamiliar, you don't know how to get there, right? And it's almost like it feels like it's a dream and it's too far away, okay? Now, here is the message with this card. The message with this card is that you have to learn to be okay at where you are. Be okay with what was, okay? And be okay with what will be. Understanding that we don't have control, right? One of the biggest messages that I'm hearing for you is that we have to be willing to surrender to the outcome and understand that as long as we are aligned to our desires, to our passion, to our heart, and we are experiencing the joy and the bliss of what we are doing, we will never have to worry about falling on a different path that we're not meant to be on, okay? The land between is really about a waiting period. And I feel that's currently where you are. This is why you feel stuck. You're in a waiting period, but you're evolving. And I think that's the biggest message. You know, Pile 1's message was really about understanding that when we evolve, when we expand, when we grow, when we ascend, it sometimes feels like we're falling behind, or it feels like we're not moving at all. But that is not the case here, Pile 2. This is about understanding that the period that you're in sort of feels gray. It feels lackness. It feels stuck. But understand that you're in the midst of a metamorphosis here where you are shedding the older layers of who you are, right? You are dispelling all of the negative stuff that no longer serves you, because it's not going to serve you as you move into this diamond dreamer. That is what I want to point out here, pile 2. So allow it to be what it is. Allow yourself to be, give yourself permission to be where you are. Like, that is the primary message. Be okay with where you are. Now, your next card is surrender. Yes, I cannot make this up. This is about surrendering to the outcome, allowing things to unfold the way they are meant to unfold. Just allow things to be what they are. Stop trying to control it. Stop trying to wield it. Stop trying to make it so that it sort of turns in your favor. Here's the thing. The wheel of fortune is always turning. It is constantly turning. And we have to learn how to adapt to that flow, into that change with ease and grace. Surrendering is really about understanding that we have to detach ourselves from what we expect, what we are wanting, or what we are desiring, because we are ultimately, you're transforming. You are literally transforming into a newer version of yourself, a higher version of yourself, one that is aligned with material wealth and prosperity and abundance, because it is your divine birthright, right? So this is about you truly needing to just get out of your own way, because you are ultimately in your own way here. Your last card is Hairball. I love this. Okay, so this is a very interesting card for you here, pile 2. So Hairball's message, it's very interesting. So you know how, like, when you have a cat, right, who often, coughs up a fur ball, right? So a hairball is really a small little tangle, right? This is just a hiccup in what you are going through, right? This is not a big deal. Don't make it that big of a deal. The last thing you want to do is make a molehill into a mountain, right? Like, this is the analogy. This is the perspective that I'm trying to get you to understand here. Everything will work out. Everything will smooth itself out. Everything will, and here's the thing. The moment that you surrender, this will start to go away. Everything will start to smooth out the way that it's meant to. Everything will sort of relax itself, right? And this is the reason why it's important for you to surrender here. One of the things that I have recently heard from Esther Hicks is an affirmation on everything is always working out for me. I feel that is the sort of mantra that you are needing to sort of embrace and invoke every single day here, pile 2. Understand that everything is going to work out in your favor. Everything is going to work out beautifully well. You're just in the middle of a transformation. You are in the midst of a metamorphosis from one phase of your life into the next. And although it might feel like you're stuck, and although it might feel like you're not really transitioning or you're not really moving, understand that there is movement. Understand that there is growth and expansion, and things are moving along beautifully and nicely. You just have to trust in it. So pile 2, this is your beautiful message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Spirit Fam. Welcome to pile 3. If you chose this pile, you chose water tourmaline. Okay, let's talk a little bit about water tourmaline and what it truly represents. So water tourmaline is basically what it does is it helps you see the perfection in the moment. This is actually a very beautiful stone, a very beautiful crystal. This is about basking in the bliss of just being. It's about natural joy, and it's having a very peaceful heart. Because this particular stone is very beautiful and very catching to the eye, I can totally see how its message for you is really about being present, being in the moment, learning to giving yourself permission to feel the bliss and the joy of being present and in the moment. So let's go ahead and dive right into your cards here, pile 3. So we have the Queen of the Light. Yes. Okay. So this is about illumination, enlightenment, and about celebration. So I really feel that where you are feeling stuck right now is that maybe you're sort of feeling here, pile 3, where you're not really enjoying your life on where it currently is. And the Queen of Light is really illuminating all of the areas in your life right now that are not in alignment with who you are transforming into, who you are becoming. And here's the thing, I find that this is the biggest theme so far for all of the piles, because that seems to be like the primary message for everyone. So the Queen of Light is really about illuminating all of the things around you, the things in your life, the things within you that need to be cleansed, that need to be cleared, that need to be healed, that need to be shown love and nurturing. It's almost like shining a light in the darkness so that you can become aware of how much you've grown. Like when you discover that certain things don't appeal to you the way that they once did, that is a time for you to recognize and celebrate how far you've come, how much you've grown. That is how you can truly see your own progress here. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe you're not really recognizing your own progress here, pile 3. And so the Queen of Light is here to really illuminate that for you. Next, we have the Well Watcher. Okay, so the Well Watcher is really about wisdom, and it's about power of the divine. So one thing I want to point out here is that whenever I see the Well Watcher, what it really truly signifies to me is that we are needing to sort of dig deep within ourselves to truly see how much power we actually have within us. And I feel that's sort of what's coming up for you here. I feel that what is transpiring for you here, pile 3, is that all of the discomfort that you're currently feeling, the lack of joy that you're currently feeling in your everyday life, it's being illuminated because you're needing to actually dig a little bit deeper. You're needing to really seek deep within yourself to really see with clarity and with divine purpose and wisdom on what needs to be let go, what needs to be released, what needs to be sort of cleansed so that you could then move forward, right, and get unstuck. So let's look at your tarot cards. We have the Queen of Wands, love it, the 7 of Wands with the 5 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Okay, pile 3. I want to point out here that you have the Queen of Wands, okay? You are starting out with the Queen of Wands, which is heart-centered living. It is pure joy and bliss. And I feel that when you chose the water tourmaline, I want you to really think back to when you chose this particular deck, when you saw the water tourmaline. What was the first thought that sort of popped into your mind when you saw that? If your thought was, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Oh my God, look how gorgeous that is. That is Queen of Wands energy. And that type of energy is the energy that you need to start embodying within yourself here, pile 3. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. And you need to let your light shine, right? Because I feel that everything that is sort of out of alignment and all of the things that you're recognizing that no longer feel good to you, right? I feel that you're needing to examine that and then continue to focus that light and let go of what needs to be let go. Queen of Wands is very confident in who she is and what she does, and other people see that within her. So I want to point out here, pile 3, other people see how magnificent you are. They see your light. They see your radiance. And this is how you can inspire and motivate others. I also want to point out here that the more that you continue to do what you love, the more you end up protecting yourself. Yes, there are going to be people out there that are going to try to take from you. They're going to try to hurt you. They're going to try to get in your way. They're going to try to sabotage you. But you only need to rely on yourself, right? The Queen of Wands protects herself. She protects her energy because she knows that her light is where her power is. And that is all about the Queen of Light. Now, I feel that the reason why you are stuck is because you're sort of stuck in this phase right now here, pile 3, where you are crying over the things that you've lost or the things that didn't pan out. You're crying over spilled milk. And you're putting forth a lot of energy and effort into those things, and you're forgetting that there is so much more to life than what you've lost. And I feel that is why you're currently feeling stuck, which is why the water tourmaline spoke to you, because it's about seeing the beauty that is around you, right? Stop living in the past. Stop focusing on the what if. Stop focusing on what could have been or what you lost, and focus on what's in front of you. Because the 5 of Wands is really about understanding and recognizing that, yes, as we go through life, we have loss, we have disappointment, but we keep moving forward because there's so much more to be gained here, pile 3. And I feel that when you can let go of what has transpired and move forward, you're going to be so inspired. You're going to be so inspired. You're going to have all of these new ideas, and you're going to start bringing forth the life and the joy that you are wanting. And it's going to move you towards your success, your destined path, which is where you're meant to be. Spirit is going to guide you. Spirit is never going to lead you astray. So I just want to point that out here. Next, we have the Kisses Rose. Love this card. So the Kisses Rose is really about the joys of life, learning to experience and give yourself the permission to enjoy life. It's also about allowing yourself to be pleasured in life in all areas, right? So understand, really ask yourself here, pile 3, how often do you allow yourself to, or do you give in to your own pleasures, right? How often do you do that? And I want to point out that the Rose's Kiss is really about divine feminine energy. And divine feminine energy is really about receiving. It's really about knowing that you are protected, that you are supported, that you are loved, and that you are beautiful and you are graceful. That is what the Rose's Kiss is about. It's about truly allowing yourself to be loved, to be nurtured, to be taken care of, to see yourself as this beautiful person that you really are, and understand that it just is, okay? So I absolutely love this for you. Next, we have happy ending. I absolutely love this. So here's what I want to point out for you here, pile 3. What this is truly telling me is that you are literally wanting a happy ending. And I want to point out here that you're going to get a happy ending, okay? Because understand that how you are transitioning, how you are moving forward, you have so much light and so much love on you right now, and I feel like your divine feminine is really coming to a rise right now. And I want to point out that this is Spirit's way of confirming to you that whatever it is that you're worried about, whatever it is that you feel that you're stuck in, right? Because if you feel like you're stuck in this deep well and you can't get out of it, Spirit wants you to know that as long as you can embrace it, you can illuminate it, you can learn from it, and you can allow it to be what it is, okay, and heal from it, you're going to come out at the end in a very happy way. A happy ending is really about exactly that. Everything is going to be very favorable. Everything is going to work out in your favor. Understand that everything is going to be okay. It's going to work out exactly as it is meant to work out for you here, pile 3. And it's not going to, I feel that if you're focusing in on the fear, understand that you need to really sort of flip that script in your mind. Allow yourself to sort of get out of your own way. I've said that a lot in these past few piles because it's really about understanding and recognizing that which you think about, that which you really that you feel with so much intense emotion, you're going to bring that about. Now, here's one more thing I want to point out about the Rose's Kiss. This is about deep satisfaction, right? And it's about acknowledging your desires, whatever desires you have, okay? And it's about recognizing that you have to sort of allow yourself to be pleasured in life. Surrender to 5 sensory living, right? It's more like being present. It's being present. It's being in the moment. Really take into account all of the things that you often take for granted, right? Really allow yourself to be immersed in a specific moment. When you're eating something, what does it taste like? What does it smell like? What can you hear? What do you see when you're seeing the said food, right? Or when you're out in nature? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Like really being present and in the moment. I mean, look at this beautiful rose. How often do we stop and smell the roses? How often do you stop and smell the roses, pile 3? I feel that what Spirit's message for you here is that if you're truly wanting a happy ending and you're wanting something better than what you're currently experiencing, then you really need to immerse yourself in your present moment. Start experiencing the joys of life. Be grateful for where you are. And your last card here, pile 3, is Got an Owie. Okay, this is really interesting because I feel like a lot of times when we get hurt, right? When we get hurt, we often dwell on that pain so often, probably more often than than is actually necessary. And it's important for you to understand that, okay, and I said this with the 5 of Cups because the 5 of Cups was really about crying over spilled milk, crying about all the things that you were disappointed about or the things that didn't work through or the despair, right? What is the opposite of that? Hope, right? Got an Owie is really about allowing yourself to be hopeful, right? Despite what appears to be causing a blip in your current day right now, okay? Again, knowing and understanding that everything is going to work out. Spirit wants you to know that even though it might look cloudy right now, even though it might look gloom and that there is no hope in sight, Spirit wants you to know, immerse yourself in the everyday. Allow yourself to feel the joys of life. If you don't have anything that you're joyful about, then you're not going to be able to tune into the hope and the happy ending. And that's what's important. Find something to be joyful about and recognize that everything is going to work out exactly as it should. And that is what God and Aoi is really about. It is a time for renewal, right? It's a time to take a step back, put your feet up, and allow the universe to take care of you the way that it knows how, right? When we can fully trust that Spirit has our back and that Spirit loves us unconditionally and is going to provide for us, and we just allow ourselves to be in the present moment and enjoy every single moment, then everything is going to work out exactly the way it's meant to. So pile 3, this is going to be your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Spirit Fam. Welcome to pile 4. If you chose this particular pile, you chose lepidolite. This is a very beautiful stone, and its message is very simple. It's about simplicity. It's about doing one thing at a time. It's about learning how to manage accordingly, and it's about organization. I feel that currently where you might feel a little stuck is maybe there's just too much going on in your everyday life here, pile 4. And maybe you're overcomplicating it by trying to do too much at once. And I feel that Spirit's message for you is really about learning how to organize your day in a way where you can do one thing at a time and understand that it's really about just making it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So let's go ahead and see what additional cards Spirit has for you here. So we are starting out with the Rainbow Prince. Okay, I love this because the Rainbow Prince really speaks about perseverance, right? And it also speaks about the compensation that we often feel or that we experience when we keep pushing forward, right? I feel that what this message is for you here is that maybe because you have this tendency here, you have this tendency to continue to push and push and push, and you're doing too much at once here, pile 4. And I feel that what Spirit's really wanting you to know is that you need to learn the law of compensation. And the law of compensation is really about the law of receiving, right? There has to be an equality. There has to be an even give and an even take. It's understanding that you have to find that balance, okay? And I feel that with the lepidolite, when you specifically chose it, it was really about learning to understand. Its message is really about understanding that sometimes when we continuously push ourselves, we don't necessarily get the action. We don't necessarily get the things completed that we want. We just end up making more work for ourselves because we overexhaust ourselves, right? The law of compensation basically states that you should be compensated for the things that you do, but you have to be willing to receive that compensation, right? So understand that if you're constantly giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and you're constantly putting effort in and putting effort in, putting effort in, then you're not leaving room for the universe to compensate you or to give you in return, right? So you're not really allowing yourself to fully receive what Spirit is really trying to give you here. Your next card is going to be the Spirit Dancer. I love this. So this is about perception, right? And it's really about understanding what is the perception that you currently have when it comes to giving and receiving, right? Is it equally based? Do you feel that that it follows a simple routine? Now the Spiral Dancer is really that, right? Everything has a specific route, okay? There is a rhythm to each and everything. When you have the Spiral Dancer, it's really about understanding that everything is cyclical, right? There is a path that we all must follow, and it is our own divine path that is only specifically written for us. And I feel that what this is really saying here is that, you know, your perception is really what is attracting the steps towards you. So I feel this is why you're sort of stuck. I feel like you don't really have a really good idea here, pile 4, on how to preserve your energy, because I feel like you overextend yourself a little too much. And so you end up not really getting very far, because it can only get you so far, right? And when you have the spiral dancer, and I feel that it's not going to get you exactly where you want to go, because I feel like because you're putting in so much energy, you're just kind of going in circles. You're not really getting to a specific location. You're not getting to a specific direction. And this is why you feel so stuck. So let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards and see what else we have for you here. Okay. 9 of Swords. So you're in a lot of fear, and I feel that you're in your head a lot here, pile 4. We also have the Ace of Cups with the 2 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, and wouldn't you know it, the 6 of Pentacles. I cannot make this stuff up. I absolutely love it when stuff just sort of comes up like this. I absolutely love it when stuff just comes up like this. All right, here, pile 4. So I feel like with this 9 of Swords, you're in your head way too much. And the message here with this 9 of Swords and the Ace of Cups is you need to get out of your head and into your heart. When you tune in to that inner knowing, that inner heart, which is attached to your soul and to your divine essence, you will know exactly how much to give and how much to receive. I feel that you're worried, and I feel that this worry and this fear that has sort of plagued you is really what is not helping you move forward. And I want to point out here that the 2 of Wands is about moving forward. It's about moving in a new direction and going in a very new adventure and moving towards something that is going to give you what it is you are specifically seeking here, pile 4. But you have to get into your heart. The Ace of Cups is really about this pure divine love that comes from divine source, right? And it's about you giving yourself that, you recognizing. So the more that you continue to feed into the fear, the more you take away this essence of divine love from yourself. You're not really giving yourself the love and the compassion that you should, because you deserve more than that. You know that you deserve more than that, pile 4. But it's really about you needing to give it to yourself, understanding that you are deserving of that. It is within your divine birthright to receive that. And so it's important that you actually, stop feeding into the fear. Fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. They're just illusions, right? Those illusions are really what's... Now, pile 4, with the 2 of Wands, what this is really saying is that you need to really plan and organize what it is you want for your future. What is it that you want for your new adventure so that you can move forward? Understand that whatever you have gone through, wherever you have been, that is now behind you here. And now it's time for you to move forward. So understand that as you move forward, you will be presented with other options, other opportunities, other experiences. But how you don't fall into this trap is really tuning into your heart, making very intuitive choices with the 7 of Cups. Understanding that everything that is presented to us is an opportunity for growth and expansion. And that is how it must be looked at. Everything is going to teach us something. And that is really what's going to be very important, understanding that, however that certain opportunity or that experience makes you feel, you have a choice to either stay with it or let it go. But understand that if you're wanting this balance, you're needing this balance, you've got to be able to have this equal give and take here with the Six of Pentacles. It's about that balance, that even balance. Your next card is going to be, yes, the Spirit of Gratitude. This is about learning to be grateful for what you have experienced, what you currently have, what you're currently going through. Understanding that the gratitude is what really helps you be open to receiving. Because the more that you focus on the things that you are grateful for, you attach yourself to that joy, to all of that stuff that you feel deep within your heart, and that opens you up to actually receiving more of what you are desiring. Now, you actually got an additional card here. You got Wish Upon a Star. Now, this is beautiful because maybe you do have a wish. Maybe you have a particular wish where there's something specific that you are wanting, and maybe there's something specific that you have asked for, that you have asked Spirit for. And I want to point out that this is what I want to point out. Your intentions are based on your desires and aspirations, right? So you have to act accordingly. You have to take action. You have to consciously commit. This is the reason why, when you sit here and you ask yourself, what is it that I want to experience? What new adventure do I want to go on? What do I really want to bring forward in my future? And you make conscious choices. But remember, it has to be equal. It has to be balanced, right? You have to have a full balance of giving and receiving here. Understanding that when you can tune into the gratitude and you have a specific desire that you are wanting to bring forward, you have to commit to it, right? Making sure that you are trusting in the process. I feel that is the most important part, trusting in the process, because I feel a lot of times we don't particularly trust in the process as we go along. And that's what can often lead us astray here, pile 4. So your next message is self-discipline. Yes. I feel that you need some self-discipline because I feel like you constantly give of yourself to the point of exhaustion here, pile 4. And this self-discipline, I feel, is going to be not only recognizing that when you've given too much, but also recognize that, how much effort are you actually putting into the desires or the dreams that you are wanting to bring to fruition and that you're wanting to manifest? Are you really putting forth enough effort, an equal amount of effort? So here's one thing that I feel most people don't often consider. And I want to say this, pile 4. Because I feel that a lot of times people have this misconception that when they ask Spirit for something particularly that they want, a desire that they're wanting to manifest, right? They feel that all they have to do is ask for it. And then that's it, right? That it will just fall into their lap one day. No, there are certain things that you have to actually partake upon. There are certain things that you have to do. Like if you're not in alignment, if you're not attached to to the energy of said item that you are desiring, there's work that has to be done. There's actions that have to take place in order for you to be in alignment with that which you are wanting to manifest. So it isn't just about asking for something and then just expecting it to fall in your lap. This is about taking specific action, right? To improve the quality of your life. This is sort of a reminder here for you, pile 4, that, this is you co-creating with Spirit, right? You have to meet Spirit halfway here. So it's really about taking action. What are the action steps that you need to take towards building the future that you are desiring here, pile 4? And last but not least, your last message is hey you. So I think this is a very clear message from Spirit that it's trying to get your attention. And it's wanting you to recognize here that you are just as important to your own creations as spirit is to it. This is really, I feel that the very important message with this particular card is that, you know, because you are here at this fear mode, Spirit wants to remind you that there's nothing to fear. Every single thing that looks like, you know, and I understand, and this is why I point out that fears are nothing more than illusions, right? They are illusions. Those illusions are not real. And so it's important for you to understand that you have the power. You have to control your mind. Understand that those illusions are really preventing you from moving forward and having the life that you are desiring and that you are asking for. And so it's time that you look the fears straight in the eye and call them out for what they are, and understand that you have the power to control that. You have the power to be able to create the reality that you are desiring, remembering that you are a creator. You can create anything that you set your heart's desire towards, but you got to take action. You got to come from a place of gratitude, understanding that even though you might not have exactly what it is that you wanted, but you're grateful for where you are, and you're grateful for the experiences that you've learned so far, because it has helped you become a stronger person. It has helped you learn something in between. So pile 4, this is your message. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.